there's not much that hasn't been said about this band, and there's no reason why we shouldn't do it. Now, I can hear what you're saying. Oh, you're just doing it now, Stevie, because, it's the Doors. It's, you have to do it, right? No, we don't. We don't have to do any particular album at all. The pure fact of the matter is that it's based on the music, the quality of the tunes, the actual to and froing and the production, everything that goes along with not just its popularity, but the quality, the tracks. It's about the music. And the Doors, self-titled, was all about the music. This album introduced the world to the shamanic poet that was James Morrison. Well, okay, we'll call him Jim Morrison. I'm sure his birth certificate says James. Regardless of which, he passed away, one of those 27 club members, and a sad story nonetheless. A little tidbit and a fact: I've actually stayed in the same apartment dwelling as the one that he died in. Now, that wasn't intentional. I didn't know. It was a vibro. Is that what they're called now? Vibro. VRBO. And it was for a while. And it just so happened that one morning I came out and I was going to ride a bicycle down to wherever I was going. And there was a tourist guide in front of the main door with about 20 people behind them, and they're going blah 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 blah. Oh, that's my interpretation of French. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, I asked, "What are you doing? Why are you at the front of this building and carrying on?" And he basically said that, well, Jim Morrison died here. I went, "Oh, what number?" I thought, "Oh no, and I've had a bath in this place as well." But it wasn't the one I was staying in. It was literally the one across the way, across the door from mine, which was owned privately by other folks who I never saw, met, or don't even know if they existed. Regardless, interesting tidbit. You think, well, so what? Well, it just so happens that the day before that, I thought I'll go and visit Jim Morrison's grave, which of course is in Paris, at the old cemetery. And it was a little crowded. There was a few people around taking photos of a tiny tombstone with basic words written on it. Here's a fact for you: Jim Morrison was actually buried without an autopsy being done. The police just put it down to, well, a bad state of affairs regarding drugs, and that was the end of it. What the? Their psychedelic sounds, the poetry, that rockin' sound. It didn't just thrill the audience. It didn't just have a great sound as the album sits, even today. Live, there was something to behold. Jim Morrison wasn't just a poet, but translated somehow his spirit of the music and the words all through the music and the songs that they did. It was genius. Nobody can argue some of the tracks that are on this album. Break On Through to the Other Side. A radio favourite, Light My Fire. I mean, even today, that is a quality track. Right through to the end. The End. The song's called The End. The whole album's great. In fact, The End was used as a mesmerising track on the film Apocalypse Now. I don't really care for the movie. The song's probably better than the movie. It's hard to disagree, but all the members of the Doors made the sound that we heard. Yes, Jim Morrison provided the poetry and the lyrics and the singing to these songs, and was responsible also for their creativity in part. And if it wasn't for him, would there have been a Doors? Probably not. But the same could be said for any other member of the band. The Doors, self-titled, one of the greatest rock albums ever. Well, I better get going. I'm the guest speaker at this year's National Hair Restorers Convention. I've got to get there by 5 o'clock because I'm throwing out the first toupee. Until next time.